What's going on, YouTube? It's been a while, but here I'm doing a tutorial on a low taper with the beard and a slick back. Here I'm parting the hair away from where I'm going to do the taper just to clean it out. I'm going to use the number 2 guard to debulk the area and make sure I don't go up higher, because that longer hair on the top is going to connect to the hair that's going to get cut to slick back. Then I'm setting my first guideline with the trimmer right up to the line of where the ear connects to the side of his head. That's usually where I start my low taper. Now I'm using the Stylecraft Rain with the lever open to create my second guideline. And while I'm at it, I'm going to blend the beard since I have that lever open. Now I'm going to use the 1.5 guard lever open to debulk and start blending down using my corners. And then I go to my 1/2 guard lever open and I start erasing that 1.5 guard that I made. Close it down little by little till you start seeing the blend. Then I'm gonna go with no guard. Lever is about halfway open. Then I go closing it one click at a time until you blend it completely out. And that's pretty much how I do most tapers, and only 2 guards. Obviously, if I was doing a higher taper, then I would use maybe the 3. Here I'm using a little bit of the thinning shears just to clean it out a bit. And here comes the lineup, and you can see how quick you can do a taper. Make sure to stay tuned to the end so you can see the final result of this cut. Yeah, I'm using the corners of the trimmer just to blend out a little bit. Because obviously you can use the electric shaver just to bald it out, but I wanted to keep that little bit of contrast where you can see the lines connect from the taper into the beard. So that's why I was just using the corners of the trimmer just to not take it all the way to skin. Doing a little bit of touch up now with the Rain, Purple Rain, Stylecraft. These come with a tapered echo blade. I don't know if you guys have used them already, but for some reason I like these clippers, man. They blend really well, and you can hear the crunch just like the saber tooth clipper. But here I'm doing 1 on the beard, just cleaning it up, making sure it's nice and even, going in every direction. And then since I already started that blend, I just connect the 1 with the 1/2 guard. And you can see how it's coming out already. And pardon the video, man. I don't know why on my camera was focusing more on me than the actual cut. So it looks a little blurry, but we're gonna get that fixed. But for the most part, y'all can understand and see what I'm doing. Here I'm lining up the bottom of the lip just to make sure, you know, there's no hairs overlapping and going all up in your mouth. Hey yo. But clean that up. His mustache is staying thick, so we're gonna leave it thick. And remember that you don't have to create a harsh line with the trimmer, because you already know you're gonna clean it up with the razor. So mind you, when you're doing trimmer work, keep in mind that you're gonna do razor work after, so keep the line a little bit higher than what you're gonna do with the razor. That way you don't go lower when you're doing the razor and take the line down lower. Now I'm cleaning him up in the back, keeping as much hair possible just to clean up the lines. But these haircuts nowadays, man, be challenging, man, because you know, before it used to be 2 with a skin fade, you know, low cuts with a blowout taper. Now most people, you know, getting the textured fringe and the slick backs and comb overs. You know, they're not in style like that no more. They're not as common no more. Well, for me, usually it's all mostly cuts like this, or if not, they're, you know, wave cuts, tapers. As you can see, if you watch any of my prior videos, mostly are tapers, because most of my clientele is based off, you know, doing tapers. Here I'm using a spray that's like a detangler. I think it's by level 3. But I sprayed on, you know, because this hair is thick, coarse. So spraying just water, it dries up quick. So using a little extra spray just to keep it moist, and it's not as hard to cut hair. It just makes the process a little easier. Right here I'm sectioning off from the crown, from the top. So what I do is just pull and use that same guideline all the way around. Because obviously it's going to be a little bit shorter on the sides while the top is staying long. And it's going to go gradually from long to short. So this sectioning where I'm doing all the way around, as you'll see, I'm going to connect it on the back, which it gradually goes down. And then I'll connect the top to that. So yeah, I cut the bottom just because I don't want so much overhang, and then the hair curls up, so I just trimmed that a little bit. And here's where I connect that first guideline to the back of the bottom of this head. As you can see, I'm pulling, but I'm also guiding by my fingers. So just check how many fingers I have. I don't know why, but look at my facial expressions, bro. I'll be looking mad as hell, but I'm not. I'm locked in. I'm pretty sure all you guys make a face when y'all locked in cutting hair. And here in a second, I'm gonna start cross-checking. So I'm pulling away. Before I was going with, and now I'm going away against. And just to make sure that everything's at the right length, trimming any little excess hair and making sure that it flows. I went across, you know, like an X both ways, and then straight across. So basically triple checked. Now for the top, since I use 3 fingers on that back side, 3 fingers at the top is going to equal out to the same. It's just going to hang over. And that same 3 fingers will connect to the top. There's many ways, techniques that you can do. This is the way I do it, where I feel the most comfortable. I like just to do it, use my fingers, use the different lengths of hair when you pull, and then cross-checking is where, you know, it comes down to making sure everything's nice and even and it flows right. But sectioning is definitely important. Before, I used to just go by the eye and kind of cut away, you know, just the quick way. But obviously when it comes to certain styles with longer hair, sectioning is ideal to making sure you get it right. If they're doing like finger length, when you just one finger, obviously you don't need to do no sectioning, because obviously you're just following the length of, you know, how many fingers you're using. But here, how I'm doing the cross check, go from front to back, pulling from the sides towards the middle, and I'm just going against and cross checking. Damn, I mean mugger like a mug. But I'm locked in. As you can see, it's pretty much even. And it flows to the back. Slide trims. You're not cutting length, you're just cutting to equal out and give it somewhat texture. He's checking it. He said it's okay. The length is okay. Hair, razor work, most important. But look at that beard. It's sharp. Eyebrows are sharp. The contrast from the beard and the taper looks good. And me, I like to always style the haircut after I'm done, because that way the client can see the finished product and not just wet hair, you know. Just don't let them leave with wet hair or style, gel, whatever client you're doing. Style it up, man, so they can see it. And that way they can also see how you do it, so when they're home they can prep and style their hair so it, you know, it looks proper. And also, you know, when people leave the barbershop and they go home, and let's say they go into work the next day, they shower and they try to style their hair then, and then, you know, they spot out, oh man, you left this too long or too short, or this is, you know, not looking even. You styling it, you're able to see how they would do their hair and be able to see anything wrong that's with the haircut. That way they let you know right then and there. You don't get that call or that text like, hey man, you messed me up. That's why it's good to check. I'm using a little bit of powder and then the wide tooth comb just to comb it back, because that's the style that he's going for. It's that dry look. It's not really gelled up or anything, but look at that. That's clean. Let me know what you guys think, man. It's a fun cut to do. Fresh.